Before the world was connected by a simple tap or swipe, communication was slow and limited. The invention of the telephone forever changed how humans interact, making instant communication possible across the globe. Before the telephone, the telegraph was the pinnacle of communication technology. Invented by Samuel Morse in the 1830s, it allowed messages to be sent over long distances through coded electrical signals. But this system had limitations. It was slow and required trained operators. The next step was finding a way to transmit the human voice itself. Alexander Graham Bell is credited with inventing the first practical telephone, but he was not alone in the race. Many inventors were working on similar devices, and it was a fierce competition. Elisha Gray, an American electrical engineer, filed a patent for a voice-transmitting device on the exact same day as Bell. What's even more fascinating is that Bell's patent was filed just hours before Gray's, leading to one of the most famous patent disputes in history. The battle for the telephone patent wasn't just about who invented it first, it was about the future of communication itself. Gray claimed that Bell had seen his designs, but Bell denied it. After a long legal struggle, the U.S. Patent Office granted the patent to Bell on March 7, 1876. To this day, debates continue over who truly invented the telephone. 3 days later, Bell made the first successful call to his assistant, Thomas Watson. The words, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you," became iconic. But did you know that Bell had originally been experimenting with ways to improve the telegraph and only accidentally discovered the principles of voice transmission? The first commercial telephones were far from perfect. Sound quality was poor, and early models were cumbersome. But perhaps the most unusual challenge was convincing people that the device was useful. Many believed it was just a novelty. In fact, in the early days, some operators would sing or play music to amuse customers as they tested the system. Did you know that the first rotary dial phones required users to follow specific instructions on how to spin the dial? And when the first transatlantic phone cable was laid in 1956, only 36 calls could be handled at one time, at a staggering cost of $12 for just 3 minutes. The first mobile phone, released in 1983, weighed nearly 2 pounds and cost almost $4,000, yet it only provided 30 minutes of talk time after 10 hours of charging. How far we've come. While Bell may have envisioned the telephone as a tool for business, its impact on society was far more profound. The telephone empowered families to stay connected across great distances, revolutionized business operations, and even played a critical role in emergency response systems. The telephone paved the way for everything from the internet to social media and video conferencing. Today, what started as a few crackling voices over a wire has evolved into seamless, instant global communication. And it all began with a few electrical pulses sent down a copper wire. As technology continues to advance, one thing remains clear. The spirit of innovation that gave us the telephone continues to drive us forward, connecting people, ideas, and possibilities in ways Bell and his contemporaries could only dream of.